welcoming all of you to the live webinar conducted by School of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT Chennai. The title of the live webinar is Role of Next Generation Distributed Ledger Technology, IoT in Developing Secure and Smart IoT Solutions. The speaker of the session is Mr. Bhuvanendra Pratap Singh, R&D engineer from CDAC Pune. He is a skilled programmer in IoT and he is experienced with distributed ledger technology, wireless sensor network, edge computing framework, cloud application, embedded Linux, etc. He published more than 10 research papers in reputed journals and conferences. So we are very glad to have such a great experienced personnel to handle the session. We welcome you, sir. Welcome to the live webinar. So all the participants, please mute your mic. Then only you can hear whatever sir is sharing with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the nice introduction. So I think my screen is visible to everyone. Just please check and confirm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. So anytime you can put your questions in the window. So first, what I will go through what actually the content is, and then later on we can take your questions. Okay. So before I begin this, let me give you an idea what actually we are going to cover in this particular duration. So basically, first we will understand what actually IoT is, and then later on we will understand what actually IoT reference architecture, and then how your distributed ledger technology fits in IoT reference architecture. What are the certain tools and programming languages that you can use for developing solutions using the distributed ledger technology. So let me begin with this particular term called IoT, right? So what actually IoT is? IoT is, this is not now a term that basically you can say buzzword, it's in pragmatic phase. People are developing solutions. So most of you have come across from last 4-5 years that everyone is talking about IoT. So what actually IoT is? So in very layman terminology, if I explain you to IoT, IoT is nothing but connecting things to the internet. Now coming to this particular terminology called things. So things is nothing but like any device that is having the capability of connectivity, and then you can also connect with certain sensors which can capture some data, and that data can be relayed to the internet. So in very layman terminology, IoT is connecting things to the internet. Those things could be anything, your vehicle, building, either you are sitting here, your body, certain parameters you want to send. So your body can also act as a thing. Okay. So IoT nothing but refers to the set of devices and systems that interconnect real world sensors and actuators to the internet. It's very short terminology. Though on the over internet, if you might have went and you have explored, so you have seen there are thousands of definitions available of IoT. And the major challenge is that we don't have any standardization in IoT still, that we can go and follow that, okay, this is the definition. But just understand that connecting things to the internet in very layman terminology is IoT. So there are certain particular things will be required in order to complete this particular definition that we will understand. So here you can see there are certain diagrams I have kept in the first slide. So here what you will try to understand that everywhere we are focusing on connectivity. So in internet there are 3 or 4 pillars that you understand. One is like sensor, actuator, and then connectivity, because the presence of your device over internet is must. So connectivity is the core of your IoT. The next important aspect is the devices. So devices could be like your embedded devices that we generally talk about. So for basic example, you can take ESP8266, ESP32, Raspberry Pi. So these are the devices that has certain capability. So now what that capability means? This capability means they should have some storage. Storage in the sense they can store some data that is coming from sensors. Either if they don't have much storage capacity, they should have some capacity where we can at least flash the program. So you can say flash memory is at least must. Then second important aspect is that they can at least have some capability for programming. It means they can support some particular environment, like for Arduino based device, they must support some medium of communication from where we can generally transfer the data from your IDE to the device. So it could be like if you are using Arduino based device, so Arduino environment could be there where you can program and then you can place your data over that particular IoT device. So that serial communication is must, so that must support. So these are the very small thing that we need to understand. Second thing that will come in your mind, how should I understand my data will flow from my device to cloud? So here you will get more clarity. So if I extend more IoT definitions, so Internet of Things is nothing but collection of IoT devices embedded with electronics, sensors, actuators, and software in order to exchange the data. So here in the devices section, you can identify that there are Arduino based devices, there is a Raspberry Pi, NFC enabled devices, RFID enabled devices. So here basically what you will do, you will connect your sensors. So once you will connect your sensors, they will produce some data, they will generate some data. So now there are two options. If you are not talking about internet, so your data can be stored over on devices only, right? So nowadays you might be meeting with the term called edge computing, fog computing, where generally the perception is that data must not be relayed to the cloud. Only that data should be only that data should be relayed to the cloud. That is important, right? So here, once your data is available on the device, next option is how my data is going to relate to the cloud. So there are certain protocols that we need to use at my device in order to transfer my data from device to gateway and then gateway to cloud. Again, these things we will get more clarity in upcoming slides, that how my data should go from direct device to cloud or device to gateway to cloud, right? So there are various structure that you can talk about, like D2G and then G2C or directly D2C. Okay, so now let me tell you where actually you require device to gateway and then gateway to cloud communication. So whenever your devices is not having IP capability, because in without IP nothing is understood by the internet. So your device must have IP capability so that your device can directly transfer the data to the cloud. Okay, so in those cases, if your device is having IP capability, you don't require particular thing called gateway. Okay, so in those scenarios, if you don't require gateway, you can directly connect your device to the web portal, dashboard, and API management. So in these cases, these 2-3 layers you will not require. Perfect. But suppose you require the data through gateway, then you require something called aggregation or bus layer, ESB, and message broker. Then you need to have some protocol like MQTT can transfer data from device to gateway and from gateway to cloud. So here you are seeing message